Hello everyone, my name is John Babrina, Vice President of Sales for Railbookers, and I'll be your host today. I'll spend some time explaining who we are, what we do, our top selling products in Canada, and I'm going to announce our flash sale that's available to your clients today. Most importantly, I will discuss some of the advantages that you have by booking through Railbookers, which isn't available anywhere else in the marketplace today. So who are we? Well, Yankee Holidays was our first brand, established 46 years ago in 1972. Now, in 2007, Yankee Leisure Group was formed, as we were managing multiple brands. And today, we have three distinct brands: Yankee Holidays, Amtrak Vacations, and Railbookers. You could almost think of it as four brands when you consider Via Rail Vacations by Railbookers. And we've had some good fortune. Every year has been our best year ever over the past 6 years. That includes this year, as we're entering 2018 with double-digit growth. And just 6 years ago, Yankee Leisure Group was based solely in the Boston area. And today we have offices in Southern California, London, and Beverly, Massachusetts. And we have plans to open offices in Australia and Asia. But today we're focusing on our Railbookers brand. Now, Railbookers has been servicing the UK and Australian markets since 2003, but we just introduced Railbookers to the US market at the end of 2017. So why book with Railbookers? Well, let's just spend a couple of minutes on these points. Well, let's talk money. Commission. You make 5% or less on European Rail or Via Rail today? Well, good news, with Railbookers, you make 7.5% on the city getaways, but independent rail journeys and customized rail vacations, you'll make 10%. However, most of you on the webinar are actually preferred with us, and you receive 12% commission. We're a one-stop shop, which equals hassle-free bookings for you. Today, do you book rail separately from hotels and sightseeing and transfers? Well, good news, at Railbookers, we book not just the rail, but the accommodations, the activities, the transfers, the ferries, and intercity transportation. When I discuss what we do, I usually get a wow. Today, John, we do all this separately, and it's a pain. Now, this is an absolute game changer. You have clients that want to plan a trip for next year, but you can't book the rail until 90 days prior to departure. You can't get the train schedules. You can't get the pricing. Well, good news, with Railbookers, we have direct contracts, which allow you to book your clients up to 18 months in advance, including pricing and schedules. This insider access allows us to offer great values on a daily basis, and special promotions, such as the Via Rail Flash Sale, that I'll be discussing in just a few minutes. And you see all those colors? Those are all the different rail systems just in Europe, and none of them talk to each other. But guess what? We have direct contracts with all of them. Now, do you book Canadian vacation packages with tour operators that are set in stone and cannot be changed? Perhaps after doing a classic Canadian Rockies trip, that would be Vancouver to Calgary, your clients want to take a train to Winnipeg or Toronto or Montreal. Maybe they want to do the Canadian Rockies westbound and then continue by rail on to Seattle and down the California coast. Well, good news. With Railbookers, we can add and change components to any of our packages. We can add additional rail or accommodations. And if we don't have a package that fits your client's needs, we can build one from scratch. Many tour operators offer a Canadian Rockies package, but how often do you get clients that request to deviate from that? Well, this is what makes you and us special to your clients, because we can tailor to their needs. Let me ask you this. Do you have clients who want to do the Canadian Rockies on the Rocky Mountaineer, but can't afford it? Or perhaps they can afford the Rocky Mountaineer, but they want a true luxury train experience to continue all the way across Canada. Well, we've got packages that include the Rocky Mountaineer, which can be combined with Via Rail's Prestige class. We also have packages that can afford your clients to see the Canadian Rockies with a true train experience at a more cost-conscious price. And we have packages on just about every main train line in Canada, including destinations to Prince Rupert, Winnipeg, Toronto, Ottawa, Quebec, Halifax, and much more. See, our expertise, it's not just the destinations as with many tour operators, but we're also experts in the train systems all over the world and the best routes to take based on your client's needs. Let us make you look good to your clients. Now, many of you are familiar with our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations, in which we have packages on the Canadian. That's the red line here. Well, through Railbookers, we run Via Rail Vacations, and we offer vacations on all of these lines. Well, except for the Winnipeg to Churchill line, which the train services have been suspended. We also use special partners, such as the Rocky Mountaineer, which wouldn't be offered through our sister brand. Well, do you book primarily cruises and river cruises? Do you find the pre and post packages offered by those suppliers don't really meet your needs? You have trouble finding hotel inventory in those key cities? Well, good news, with Railbookers, we've got hotel inventory in these key cruise cities, and we're expertly positioned to provide the custom pre and post trip that your clients are desiring. Our most popular pre and post departure cities for our cruises combined with Canadian Rail are Vancouver and Seattle, frequently in conjunction with Celebrity, Princess, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and Holland America. And why will your clients love traveling with Railbookers? Number one, it's a bucket list experience. Think of the Canadian Rockies or simply the romantic, nostalgic golden age of travel charm. Premier scenic routes on both the Rocky Mountaineer and Via Rail, where clients can view scenery where there are no roads and they cannot view from an airplane flying overhead. Multi-province adventures. Your clients like to tick off multiple cities or even countries to maximize the time spent on their vacation. We can actually bring them from Halifax to Toronto to the Canadian Rockies to Vancouver and even on to the U.S. On a train, the train ride is part of the vacation experience, not simply transportation like on a plane or a bus. Convenience and relaxation. Well, have you ever been on a bus and need to go to the bathroom? Need a snack? Or you want to play cards with a traveling companion? Traveling by train is a much different experience than being confined to a seat on a bus or a plane. And city to city. Well, most places in Canada, your clients can get right to the city center by train, unlike airports. Also, they can speed in comfort between cities without missing the incredible landscape around them. Can you imagine sitting for several days on a bus from Vancouver to Toronto? Well, this is a very popular route on Via Rail Vacations, a route that your clients would miss everything if they simply were to fly over in a plane. So what type of vacations do we offer? Well, we have the scenic rail journeys, and when it comes to Canada, that explains just about every journey. In other countries, we may think of the Orient Express or the Glossier Express. We do classic journeys. You can think of this as your classic Vancouver to Calgary or Prague, Vienna, and Budapest. Maybe at Venice, Florence, and Rome. We also do city breaks. Now, a quick getaway for 2 or 3 nights. Think of your business traveler adding on a couple of nights before or after a conference in places like Vancouver and Toronto, Montreal, and Quebec. And in Europe, well, there's just too many options to list. Pre and post cruise journeys, well, frequently done in conjunction with Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Princess Ocean cruise lines. Also frequently in conjunction with Uniworld, Viking, and Avalon River cruises. We also have customizable rail vacations, and this is where we really excel. Like I said, if we don't have a package that fits your client's needs, well, we'll build one from scratch. This is just a quick preview. We're going to be coming back to this slide, so just take note that the specials are on berths, cabins, and prestige class. Basically, sleeper units on the Via Rail train. And you can download the attached flyer with our specials. Enter your name and contact information on it and send it to your customers. It's also a great place if you have any questions, you can enter them here. Let's start talking about some of the most popular trending packages right now. We have the Great Western Canadian Rail Journey. Now, this is a great package for many reasons. Your clients will get the true train experience by sleeping overnight on Via Rail. Via Rail has a luxury sleeping class on board called Prestige Class. Now, in order to qualify for Prestige Class, a passenger must be traveling on the train at least 2 nights on board and in the same direction. Now, as experts in rail, we know that although these 2 nights have to be in the same direction, they do not need to be consecutive. Hence, if you have clients who want to do the Canadian Rockies in Prestige Class and they don't want to travel coast to coast, this is a great option. Now, Winnipeg is the capital of the Canadian province of Manitoba. Its heart is the Forks, a historic site at the intersection of 2 rivers with warehouses converted to shops and restaurants, plus ample green space dedicated to festivals, concerts, and exhibits. And nearby is the Exchange District, which is known for its well-preserved early 20th century architecture and numerous art galleries. It is something for everyone, from boutiques to cheap value tours. All aboard the Canadian as the Via Rail train brings your clients from Winnipeg to Jasper, and then Jasper to Vancouver. And your clients will glide past golden prairie fields, picturesque small towns, sparkling lakes, and finally the snow-capped peaks of the Canadian Rockies. They'll enjoy delicious chef-prepared meals and relax in spacious seating in one of the elegant lounges. Your clients will travel through the majestic snow-covered Canadian Rockies, arriving in the mountain town of Jasper. Jasper is an alpine town in Canada's Alberta province and is the commercial center of Jasper National Park. Jasper and Banff are frequently sold-out towns with a limited supply of accommodations. Railbookers has inventory in these highly sought-out destinations. Now, Banff is located at an elevation of 4,537 feet, making it the highest town in Canada. Sulphur Mountain, pictured here, rises to an elevation of 8,041 feet. So the Banff Gondola is included in this package, and this is where your clients can journey to the top of Sulphur Mountain and have a great bird's eye view of both Banff National Park and the Canadian Rockies. After spending another wonderful journey on board Via Rail's Canadian, your clients will arrive the next day in Vancouver. Vancouver has been ranked as the 10th cleanest city in the world. It has the mildest climate in Canada and the highest real estate prices. In 2011, the average price of a detached home was a staggering $1.2 million. Some say this is close to rivaling New York City and London. Your clients have a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing pass included, which will bring them to all the major sites, including the Gastown Steam Clock, Stanley Park Totem Poles, Canada Place, and much more. After 2 nights in Vancouver, this package comes to an end. And since Vancouver is the 4th largest cruise ship terminal in the world, this is a good pre-cruise package. Did you know when your clients upgrade their experiences to Prestige Class on board Via Rail, they will enjoy all-inclusive meals, bar service, and personalized concierge service. Prestige Class even has radiant heated floors and walls. And although many do not know that you need to have 2 overnights on Via Rail in the same direction in order to qualify to reserve a Prestige Class cabin. But as I mentioned before, as rail experts, we know these 2 nights don't have to be in consecutive. So, although a classic Canadian Rockies trip from Vancouver to Calgary would not qualify, we have several packages that do, such as the package we just spoke about and the next package we're going to speak about. Classic Canada Coast to Coast, 16 days from Halifax in the east all the way to Vancouver in the west. And this package also qualifies for an upgrade to Prestige Class. Welcome to Halifax, the capital province of Nova Scotia, Canada. Halifax has a strong connection to the Titanic sinking. There's a permanent Titanic museum at the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Now, in other news, there are more pubs per capita than any other city in Canada. Some of us find that both intriguing and a little scary at the same time. Anyway, besides pubs, Seafood is the other great thing you'll find in abundance here. Onboard via rail, the ocean is a passenger train that travels between Montreal, Quebec, and Halifax, Nova Scotia. It is currently the oldest continuously operated named passenger train in North America. Now, the ocean schedule takes approximately 23 hours, running overnight in both directions. However, your clients will be getting off in Quebec City. Now, Quebec City is the only walled city north of Mexico, something you may find all over Europe, but not in North America. When you include the thought of its narrow, winding cobbled streets, it just oozes history and charm of old European cities. And eating is one of the many pleasures in Quebec City, and they even have a chocolate museum. So tell your clients to bring their appetites. And while you're at it, advise them to dress appropriately. Quebec City has 149 days on average every year where there's at least 1 inch of snow on the ground. Well, next stop is Montreal, which is the second largest city in Canada. It was the largest city until sometime in the 70s when Toronto took over the title. Now, although Montreal is one of the world's 5 largest French-speaking cities, most residents are bilingual, and many speak a third language. And when your clients visit Montreal, tell them not to miss trying, number 1, the Montreal-styled smoked meat, and number 2, the poutine. Now, the first one, the Montreal-styled smoked meat, is a type of kosher-style deli meat, and is made by salting and curing beef brisket with spices. The smoked meat is similarly prepared as a New York pastrami, but with different seasonings. Now, the poutine is a famous food in Montreal, consisting of French fries topped with cheese curds and gravy. You're going to find that I often digress speaking about food. The Niagara Falls were created by glacier activity around 10,000 years ago. And at the current rate of erosion, scientists believe that Niagara Falls will be gone in about 50,000 years. So get your clients there while there's still time. But seriously, Niagara Falls are visited by about 30 million people every year. And here's a tip for your clients. You're almost always guaranteed to see a rainbow if you're on the Canadian side of the falls, which is what we sell. Now, to capture this beautiful phenomenon, tell them to be sure to grab their cameras and visit between noon and until the sun sets. Now, the Canadian is a via rail train that will take your clients from Toronto to Jasper and then Jasper to Vancouver. Your clients will sleep overnight on this train for a true train experience. And we'll be reviewing the sleeping accommodations in just a few minutes. What I will say is the views are amazing, the food is fantastic, and the experience is to die for. Now, on day 11 of this package, your clients will arrive late in the afternoon in Jasper. They can grab some dinner and explore the town as they prepare for tomorrow. Because the following day, they're going to explore Jasper National Park on a guided tour, which will take them to scenic waterfalls, deep canyons, and crystal clear lakes. Tell your clients to bring their binoculars as well, because bald eagles are amongst the most common birds that fly around the park. Well, admission is also included at the Vancouver Lookout, where you can enjoy a 360-degree view of the Vancouver, known as the most beautiful city in the world. This picture is taken from the world-famous Stanley Park. You can see the lookout tower in the background. It's the round, Jetson-like building with the tallest antenna in the picture. It almost looks pink in this picture. Well, did you know with Railbookers, we can customize a vacation or create one from scratch to suit any of your client's bucket list requirements? And this is really where we excel. We can change any package to suit your client's needs, and if we don't have the package for them, we can simply build one from scratch. Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound. Now, this is a great package at a great price. How many times you get clients that want to see the Canadian Rockies on the Rocky Mountaineer, but they just can't make the budget work? Or maybe they're train buffs, more interested in the overnight train experience than staying in a hotel. Now, this is a great alternative to the many other ways we offer seeing the Canadian Rockies. And by the way, we do have some great packages that include the Rocky Mountaineer for your more affluent clients. Well, this package starts in Vancouver, the fourth largest cruise ship terminal in the world, making this package a popular post-cruise trip. And by the way, Vancouver is home to Canada's longest pool, Kitsilano Pool, also known as Kit's Pool. Measuring 451 feet, it is nearly the size of 3 football fields. Now, this outdoor heated saltwater pool is a major tourist attraction, and it's open year-round. Now, on their included hop-on, hop-off tour, if they simply hop off at Cornwall and Chestnut, right before the Granville Island stop, it's about a 5-block walk. Victoria has been named both the most romantic city in Canada and one of the top 15 friendliest cities in the world. With an included round-trip ferry ride from Vancouver, your clients will be able to stroll down the charming cobblestone streets of Victoria. Perhaps they're even interested in being one of the 1 million visitors per year to the world-renowned Bouchard Gardens. After spending the evening overnight on Via Rail, your clients will enjoy a relaxing day on the train and then arrive in Jasper. Now, Jasper is an alpine town in Canada's Alberta province and is the commercial center of Jasper National Park. Jasper is a frequently sold-out town with a limited supply of accommodations, but Railbookers has inventory in these highly sought-out destinations. Included in this package is a chance for your clients to get up close and personal with massive glaciers during an interactive ride on the Ice Explorer. Tell them to take a water bottle so they can take some of the best tasting water in the world with them. Well, after a leisurely ride enjoying wildlife, pristine lakes, and breathtaking mountain peaks, your clients will arrive in Banff. Now, Banff is a resort town in the province of Alberta, located within Banff National Park. Like Jasper, Banff is a town frequently sold out and has a limited supply of accommodations. But once again, Railbookers has inventory in these areas. Well, if one picture describes the beauty of the Canadian Rockies, this is it. Your clients will get a chance to explore and get some great pictures of Lake Louise. Your clients will also tour Johnson Canyon, another spectacular treasure of the Rockies. Well, included in this package is a shuttle transfer from your accommodations in Banff to Calgary, the largest city in Alberta. Now, Calgary's got a small town heart and a big city diversions. According to Forbes, Calgary is the cleanest city in the world. The sun shines on an average of 2,300 hours a year, making it Canada's sunniest major city. Between street festivals, nightlife, and all the things to do outside, your clients will find plenty to do during their last night on this package. Did you know on most long-distance routes onboard Via Rail, your clients can check up to 2 large bags free of charge? Well, that certainly beats the airlines. Grand Eastern Canadian Rail Journey. In this package, your clients will spend 3 nights in Toronto before moving on to Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City, and Halifax. Now, Toronto is the capital of the Canadian province of Ontario. It is arguably one of the most interesting places in the world. Its history is so rich and extensive that there's always some fact about the city that takes people by surprise. Anyway, Toronto has 301 days of measurable sunshine. And a lot of people don't realize that about 25% of Hollywood movies are actually filmed in Toronto. And it's the 3rd largest city of English theater, just behind New York and London. Now, the Path is the largest continuous underground shopping mall in North America, featuring over 1,200 stores. The CN Tower, at 1,815 feet tall, was the tallest freestanding structure in the world up until 2007. Most importantly, Toronto is home to 8,100 restaurants and bars, so there is plenty for your clients to do, and their included hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour will get them there. And while staying in Toronto, your clients will enjoy a full day of sightseeing of Niagara Falls and Niagara-on-the-Lake. With as much as 6 million cubic feet of water pouring over the edge every minute, it's sure to impress them. Highlights of their day include a boat cruise up close to the falls, exploring the caverns behind the falls, lunch overlooking the falls. They'll be able to witness the beauty and majesty of the falls from all angles. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. It's the fourth largest city in Canada and ranked as the fourth cleanest city in the world. And Spark Street in Ottawa is home to many boutiques, museums, theaters, galleries, landmarks, and memorials. In fact, there are more than 14 museums in Ottawa, but the Canadian Museum of Civilization is the most visited museum in all of Canada. Ottawa is also home to the world's longest skating rink at 4.7 miles, the Rideau Canal. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Your clients can rent skates and pick up hot drinks and beaver tails all along the way. Also, there are 35 major festivals in Ottawa. The Canadian Tulip Festival, which is held every May, is one of the most famous. Now, the next stop is Montreal, which is brimming with culture and festivals, amazing food, and lots of outdoor activities. In fact, Montreal has the highest number of restaurants per capita in Canada and the second highest in North America after New York City. The included guided tour will bring your clients to popular attractions, which include Olympic Stadium, a cavernous concrete edifice built for the 1976 Summer Olympic Games. From the outset, the Big O, as it's known, was notoriously hailed as a marvel of architecture and engineering. Clients will also go to the Basilica Notre Dame, and Notre Dame really is one of the must-sees for a visitor to Montreal. The Basilica is beautiful with awe-inspiring architecture, magnificent statues, and amazing stained glass windows. They'll also go to Place Jacques Cartier, a lively Montreal plaza which is a gathering place for both natives and tourists who enjoy outdoor restaurants and performing peddlers. Now, Quebec City, not Montreal, is the capital of the province of Quebec. Over 95% of the population is French-speaking. However, more than a third of the population can speak both English and French. Not only is this a great place for foodies, but if your clients are mesmerized by towering fortresses and lavish castles, they'll be more than satisfied just wandering the ancient cobblestone streets of Old Quebec. Inside its fortifications are charming cafes and antique shops which rub elbows with historic attractions, like the Citadel, which is the largest British-built fortress in North America and has been an active military site since 1850 and still is today. Well, after an overnight scenic journey on Via Rail, your clients will arrive in Halifax in late afternoon. Seafood is one of the great things your clients will find in abundance. Tell your clients to look for lobster, Atlantic salmon, and Digby scallops on the restaurant menus. Your clients may opt for the included tour of Peggy's Cove, famous for Peggy's Point Lighthouse. Now, the area around this lighthouse is a quaint small village of restaurants and shops with beautiful views. Also, there's a really easy path out to the lighthouse. And there's picnic areas selling lobster rolls everywhere. Let's spend just a few minutes discussing the accommodations on board Via Rail, from economy to sleeping berths, cabins, and prestige class. Economy class, also known as coach, is great for students and passengers on a budget. They'll get complimentary access to a dome car, and there's food available for them to purchase from a takeout stand located in the dome car. Think of muffins and sandwiches, sodas, beer, wine, and chips. And depending on the availability, coach passengers may be able to access the dining car and purchase hot meals prepared by onboard chefs. The rest of the accommodations we're going to talk about are Sleeper Plus class. We're going to talk about first our berths, which are the most economical entry to the Sleeper Plus class. The picture on the upper right shows the berth during the daytime. The picture on the left shows the berths at night. Now there is privacy at night as a heavy curtain encloses the sleeping area, separating the upper and lower berth. You also get freshly prepared meals in the dining car, which are included in the fare, and as is access to several dome cars. Restrooms are at the end of the sleeping car, just a few steps from the berth accommodation. On this picture here in the upper left-hand corner, highlighted in yellow, that's where the berths are located. We're about to talk about the cabins for one, which can be seen here in purple. And they have a door that locks from the inside and a covered toilet. They're a love seat by day with a large window to enjoy the passing scenery, as seen in the picture on the lower right. They include a sink with running hot and cold drinking water, as well as access to the shower down the hall. And the entire space turns into a bed at night, similar to a first-class pod on an airplane, as seen in the picture on the lower left. Also, freshly prepared meals in the dining car are included in the fare. Now, cabins for two are up next. They're colored in green in this slide. Cabins for two, like the cabin for one, features a door that locks from the inside. It has two large chairs during the day and a large window to enjoy scenery from the room. There's a private toilet and vanity with hot and cold drinking water and shower access in the car at the end of the hallway. Once again, the freshly prepared meals are included in the fare. Here we have Prestige class, which I like to think of as the ultimate experience. It's a spacious cabin that is 50% larger with a window that is 60% larger than our cabin for two, and a leather L-shaped couch by day. You can see that in the lower left-hand picture. And if you look at the upper left, that's a double bed for two by night, facing the window. Now, this class includes radiant heated walls and floors in the cabin, as well as a concierge to take care of your clients. This is the only class in which your clients can also get a private washroom with a shower. The Prestige lounges pictured on the right offer complimentary bar service, snacks, specialty coffees, and a variety of activities such as wine tastings and interactive talks on local history, geography, and culture. All of this is part of the Prestige sleeper car experience. Well, here's the dining car. Now, all meals aboard the Canadian are prepared fresh and are ordered off a menu with 4 choices per meal. Vegetarian options are always available, and special requests can be made. The menu reflects the location that the train is traveling through. For example, you may find seafood on the menu as we approach the Pacific Coast, beef and lamb in the prairies, and fish from the Great Lakes in northern Ontario. Meals are included for all Sleeper Plus and Prestige class passengers. There's also, by the way, Canadian wines and beers are served throughout the train. So why Railbookers? Well, we are rail experts and we'll recommend routes based on your client's needs. Our insider access, well, with our direct contracts, that allows us to book rail up to 18 months in advance. Flexibility, we can customize any package or build one from scratch based on your client's needs. Our hassle-free bookings, we take care of not just the rail, but accommodations, sightseeing, transfers, even ferries and inner-city travel. Well, now that we covered why Railbookers, how about, John, how can you help me close sales this month? And I'm so glad you asked. We have an amazing flash sale which is going on until January 26th. Imagine that your clients can travel all the way across Canada, or even part of it, for just a $99 upgrade over coach. And that includes all of their meals, sleeping berth, and shower access. Or for a $159 upgrade, They can also have a door that locks from the inside, hot and cold drinking water accessible inside their private cabin, and even those who want to travel in the luxurious prestige class with complimentary bar service, private shower, and concierge can save $200. However, there's only about 6 of these, so they sell out well in advance, and availability tends to be more important than the great savings. Our Via Rail vacation itineraries are easy to find on our website. Just go to railbookers.com, click on vacation types, and then Via Rail vacations. How do I book my clients, you ask? Call me. Well, let's make that call us. And don't forget, you can download your customizable flyer right here. Enter your name and contact information on it and send it to your customers. Also, if you have any questions, please enter them here. I may not get to all of them today, but we will follow up afterwards. Also, I think it makes sense to mention this here. We've had a lot of success conducting virtual travel shows with our travel agent partners. And we're all booked up this month, but you can call our reservations line or submit a request right here in the question box if you'd like to have your BDE set up a virtual travel show for your agency. So what are the benefits of a virtual travel show? Well, there's no late nights in the office. You don't need to go buy coffee and donuts for everyone. Clients can watch from the comfort of their homes, and we do all the hard work. In a nutshell, we schedule a webinar. You invite your past travelers. On the day of the webinar, you introduce us and you thank everyone for coming. We present the top trending products at that time, and the call to action is to call your agency. It's really that easy. Let me just grab a couple of questions. Can you accommodate specific hotel arrangements, or are we limited to the hotels on your site? This is a good question here. We have thousands of hotels in addition to the preferred partner hotels that you can view on our website. Now, that doesn't mean we can book every hotel in the world, but we have a large inventory, including hotels in national parks and major cruise port cities. Can prestige class be occupied by a single passenger? The answer to that is yes. Please confirm meals and bar services are included in the price of tickets for sleeper class. Well, that's partially correct. Meals are included in the price of tickets for sleeper class, but alcohol is not, unless you're in the prestige class, in which case prestige class does include alcohol. What are the suggested gratuities? That's a good question. They are $5 per person per day for sleeping car attendants. Again, totally at your discretion. And then for meals, it would be $2 for breakfast, $3 for lunch, $4 for dinner per guest. But again, that's just a suggestion. It's totally at your traveler's own discretion what they like to do, what they'd like or not like to do. Next question: is there a single supplement for solo travelers? This is an interesting question. The answer to that is no, and let me explain exactly how it works. Berths can be purchased on a per person or per berth rate. In fact, if they're looking for the absolute cheapest way to get a sleeping car or a sleeping accommodation, they should choose the upper berth. Cabins for one are the same price per person as a cabin for two. And prestige class is one charge per room. So although there's no single supplement, either one person pays for the room or the cost is split between two people. Either way, the room cost is the same. I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us today. Again, our number is there. You can reach us at 866-333-9237. And our hours are 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time or 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much for your attention today.